All right. It is cold. It is cold. Ooh, it's cold. So what do I want to talk about today? Leading off of our last conversation, I think I want to talk about child abuse and neglect. A lot of children are abused every day, mentally, physically, and sexually. You know, what do I want to talk about today? I want to talk about child abuse. Because you always hear that children have nothing to worry about. You know, wait until you get older, then you'll really have something to worry about. You don't have any concerns now because you don't have any responsibilities. Yeah. That's easy to say when you're not being tormented. When you're not a helpless child being beaten, abused, molested. It's pretty easy to say. And then a lot of times, they'll turn to different people, different systems. And these people are in their network or comfort zone. And the reason why they're there is because they're also corrupt. So the child experience this again. Or they're in a family, a huge family. Everybody's just sitting silent, just watching this bull. Watching a child be beat, abused, mentally, physically. Sometimes even sexually. And everybody's just quiet. And then, if this very same child takes on a mindset, you know, I got to take care of myself. I got to be that one. Oh, that child's too grown. No, that child's being a warrior. That child realized he has to fight. You know, this is a really sick society that we're living in. And now it seems that the sicker people have more control than the people that are not, which is so sad. There's children missing school every day because they're home babysitting somebody's kids that they made while going to a bar over and over, picking up different men. Or somebody's kids for some woman that he met that was just as inappropriate as he is. And so now he has custody of the kids and he's doing his own thing while these kids are just left on their own. And then when these kids step forward or attempt to take control of their lives, they're too grown. They should stay in a child's place. What's a child's place? Being abused, being molested, being told you're nothing every day. Being physically abused at the attempt of using a body to crush the mind. That's what these people, you think slavery over, you hear all these stories about these people did this and these people did that to break the buck. Well, in these households, they're trying to break the buck every day. And then a lot of the kids crack. And you know how you hear when people get raped, sometimes they fall in love with the person who actually did it to them. That's what happened to a lot of these children. They give their abusers love. because they really don't want to face the fact of who this person is to them and what this person did. So sad. You know, myself, I've never been sexually abused. I've never been physically abused, because I'm not having it. I mean, if I was the type of person that would go for the bull, I would have got that too, probably. But I'm just too strong-willed. I'm not having it. It wouldn't fly with me. But I have been verbally abused. If I can think back to before I even could talk, I could remember my brother and I being woke up, being called all kinds of names, told what we were and what we weren't. But the abuse was worse for me for whatever reason. I think the reason why is because some parents love their children, but they really don't love their children at all. They'll even see their children as competition. So if the child is loved by a parent maybe they wanted to have that relationship with, they'll hate that child because they're loved by that parent. Or if they're loved by the parent's siblings, they'll hate the child for that. Or if this child is a favorite child, they'll hate that child. They'll pick their own favorite child. And usually their favorite child is not their favorite child because they sincerely love them. Their favorite child is because just like when you raise a litter, you can see potential in a litter. So they can see potential in this particular child, and they want to take advantage of that potential. So they groom the child by making them think that they're the favorite or they're loved. But if you're intelligent and you can see the things that they're doing with this so-called favorite child and the things that's happening to this so-called favorite child, you would just feel so bad that not only you, but this child is going through this horrible, horrible, horrible situation. So like I said, and then to say that this generation is so messed up, but your generation wasn't. But aren't you the generation that allowed yourself to be manipulated by these people in desperation for money and put all these drugs on the street to your own communities? Wasn't that your generation? And aren't you the generation that took the music, the notes, the messages from positive to negative for fame? Wasn't that you? And weren't you the generation that sat still, a lot of you, not all of you, and quiet while we were set up to be put in the position that we're in now? And wasn't that the young ones, some of my generation, that went out there to the streets to stand up for ourselves and our rights? So let's stop that. Let's stop that. And the generation before that, weren't you the generation that agreed on separate but equal, but was so foolish? You didn't separate everything, and now you're part of a crooked corporation. A crooked corporation has control of your whole country. Because the generation before my generation went for separate but equal, but there was no separation. You fell for the okie doke by someone with a name that is not even native to your country. Where did that name come from? They have been setting this up for generations now, patiently putting in each and every step. And now, instead of saying you're American, aren't you the ones going for saying you're a U.S. citizen? Aren't you the ones with your separate but equal, allowing yourself to be called colored, then allowing somebody who nobody was ever with too much anyway to tell you you were African American and just accept it? Weren't you the ones that supported all this inclusion but weren't smart about it? You didn't hold the people you sent to speak to you accountable. You only cared if they could dance, how they walked, if they were cool, or if they had blackface, or if they had a certain colored face. That was your concern. And now we're in this disgusting situation because we let this heathenistic corporation come over here and take over. And now we got all these people in a certain face pretending to be with you, but they're setting you up even more. Wasn't that you? Or no, that wasn't you. I think it was you. And then here in Ohio, I don't know. I've never seen anything like it. It's so many Uncle Toms and Aunt Toms. Oh my God, I've never seen nothing like it. You know how you see on those memes where they have the eyes open all wide and all that kind of crap? I'm telling you, the people are like that. When they're working for these people, they're slick and malicious. They're like, oh, that was wrong. Let me help you. And you're like, okay, I appreciate your help. Let's go do this. Then when you get into that office in that meeting, their eyes open up like this. I saw her do it. Well, you kind of did do it. I'm like, fuck. I'm sorry. And I don't even cuss. I'm like, what the? Am I really seeing this right now? I'm like, whatever. That's sad. I know this guy right now. He's running around talking about whatever they say is what goes. It's nothing you can do about it. Whatever they say just goes. Oh my God, shut up. Get away from me. That's why you look like that. God gave you the right facial features. For real. What's that mean? What's that mean? Facial features is like this. I'm behind this truck, probably in his blind spot. My nose trying to run. I'm trying to get out his blind spot. I'm over the light. Ooh. Ooh. I hate being behind trucks. They got everything a person will need. Krispy Kreme, Giant Eagle, cupcake place. You know, whenever I see a child in need, I always gotta help them. Because I know what it feels like to be abused and mistreated, neglected, and taken advantage of. But one time I was helping a child, and I was talking to the child welfare system. You know, they told me that they think that I'm so nice because I'm overcompensating for the issues and abuse that I went through. And when they said that, I realized that's true. I overcompensate. I'm overly nice when it comes to protecting kids. If it's somebody that's doing something to a child, I can handle them full force. Or if it's somebody that's just inappropriate in any kind of way, full force. But when it's a child, I'm like the biggest pushover. I'm the biggest pushover. But yet, I still give discipline. Because I'm just disciplined. I never really received discipline. Like I said, I've never been physically abused. I've never been sexually abused, but I have been verbally abused, and that's really rough. And a person that was abusing me, sometimes I would start to cry, and they would feel bad, and they would apologize to me and tell me how sorry they were. But the thing that saved me is I knew the fact that I was going through the abuse that I went through had nothing to do with me. And it had everything to do with them. So I'm going to end with that for now. Say goodbye. Wait, there let me go. Oh, sorry. Do y'all see me? I am like a speed racer. I'm a speed racer, a racer for money. Do whatever you want me to do. All right. So remember again, when somebody's abusing you, tormenting you, neglecting you, it's usually always not you. It's a problem within. So don't take their issues on. Be strong and keep going. Bye for now, and be the light in the darkness.